George A. James here. I'd like to give you some exercises that are appropriate for senior fitness. However, anyone can benefit from these movements. They are simple mobility exercises, and they are also beneficial for posture as well. Now, the first thing I want to do is just do 3-plane neck mobility. These exercises can be done for time or for repetitions. One rule of thumb, and this is up to you, the individual, you can do repetitions that equal your age. If that sounds like a lot, don't worry. You don't have to do that many, or you can break it up into various sets. So, 3-plane neck mobility looks like this. I'm going to take my chin to my chest and eyes up to the ceiling. This is sagittal plane. Nice smooth movement there. So that is one of the exercises. Then notice my shoulders here. And I'll adjust for the camera a little bit. So shoulders are stationary and I just tilt my head. Nice smooth easy stretch through here on the side. Just like that. My ear's not going to touch the shoulder, but I come as close as I can with a nice, easy, smooth move. Again, this can be for repetitions. This could also be for time as well. You could go 1, 2, or 3 minutes, nice and easy, or you may do a certain amount of repetitions. So we have 2 exercises there. We have the sagittal and we have the frontal plane. Now transverse looks like this. So transverse, I'm going to look left, back to center, look right, back to center, and so forth. Now when I look over the shoulder, or look towards my shoulder, I try to get my eyes going back behind the shoulder. That accentuates the movement, that accentuates the mobility in the stretch position. Wonderful exercises there for the neck. We often lose that ability. We can lose that ability at any age. But particularly for older adults, this might be more cumbersome and more challenging. So I'm dedicating this video for seniors, but anyone can benefit from these exercises for sure. Now, we worked on our neck a little bit. I want to show you shoulder circle shrug. So working our way down a little bit, I do a shrug action and a circle, backwards direction. Notice this here. Shoulder circle shrug action, right like so, and then reverse is like this. So, nice and big. If I have trouble with that, I can do simply raising, elevating here, and back down. So that will also work as a modification. Then, let's look at our hands and fingers. Very simply, squeeze, release. When I squeeze, I make it a tight fist, and I release and open up and expand those fingers. Okay? So, we worked on our neck, shoulders, and now wrists and fingers. You might be thinking, oh, I have arthritis in my hands and fingers. Do it anyway. Movement is good for arthritis. If you stop moving because of pain, you may come to realize, wow, I can't move at all or very little at this point in time. Not a good thing. Keep moving, maintain circulation, maintain mobility to the best of your ability. So maintain what you have, and what you will do is remind your nervous system that you still have this much of a range of motion as opposed to just this much of a range of motion. Likewise with the shoulder. Remind the nervous system you have this much of a range of motion as opposed to just this much of a range of motion. It makes life easier, it makes life better, it makes life more delightful to be able to move and move freely. So, I went off on a little tangent there. Bear with me. I want to show you a spine flexion extension next. Here, and I'll adjust to the camera a little bit because we're at a little bit of an angle. I'm going to do a flexion movement, which is like this. So I just sort of hunker down, round my back. Doesn't look like good posture, but I'm trying to get mobility for the spine. So here I do a rounding, and then I do an arch. I open up chest and shoulders, my hands go back, and I repeat. Hold for about 2 seconds each position, a spine flexion extension. The exercises I'm showing you can also be done seated on a bench as well, okay? Very good. Now I want to show you a bodyweight squat. I'm going to use the bench to help me with this. I get a wider stance that gives me a bigger base of support because balance might be an issue. I move my butt back, I have my knees tracked with the toes, and I sit right down nice and easy. On the way up, I want to try not to use the hands, push my feet through the ground, come here, a little flexion here at the hip as you can see. Hips come forward and I stand tall. Great strength exercise for the thighs and the hips. Now, what if I can't come up with just using the leg muscles? Well, very simply, I use my hands. I push into the chair or the bench to help me, to modify. I can also push through my thighs as well. If that's the best you can do, it isn't a problem. Do what you can. Do what you're capable of doing. And then gradually challenge yourself within reason to do a little bit better. I like to go next with a couple posture exercises. Now, I'm going to stand tall. My toes are straight ahead. They're not pointing out. They're pointing straight ahead. They're not pointing in. I'm like so. I have ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder lined up. Watch my arms. Boom. When I get my arms here, that opens me up through the chest and back as well. And you're going to feel this. I'm here. My knuckles and hands go like so. My thumbs are forward. My eyes are straight ahead. I move from the shoulder joint. And I create a circular pattern in a forward direction. I go 30 seconds to a minute. So have a partner time you or watch a clock as you do this. Now when I hit 30 seconds or 60 seconds, I turn my thumbs backwards. The knuckles, if you can notice, they're pointing out. They're pointing out and away. So my knuckles are like so. All right? I'm here and I do just the opposite. Notice my elbows aren't bending. I'm moving from the shoulder joint. And when my knuckles extend out to the sides, you will also notice an additional opening through chest and back. Wonderful exercise to expand posture, opening up chest and shoulders and back. Wonderful movement because many of us, particularly as we get older, we start to do this. We start to walk like this a little bit and we're leaning forward. Get those stabilizers working. Get those postural muscles emphasized once again. It feels great. It's going to be challenging, but you will love it if you are consistent. Now, that can be done seated as well as standing. So what I just did can be done seated as well. I can also show you another exercise here. I'm sitting down, and I think I'm pretty good with the camera. Here I'm sitting down. I can also be standing as well. My knuckles are at my temple like this. So I'm getting as tall as I can through my chest, knuckles at the temple. Notice the thumb position, pointing down to the ground. Now, I don't do this with the wrists. I pivot with my knuckles at the temple, bringing my elbows together in the front. And when I open back up, I expand the chest. This one here can be done for repetitions, perhaps 15, 30 repetitions will suffice. You may do it for time if you wish, maybe 60 seconds to 90 seconds. Realize again, these last two movements are postural in emphasis. They can be done seated or standing. The toe position is straight ahead. You're tall. You expand the chest and shoulders. If I can't touch the shoulder, if I can't touch the elbows to center, don't worry. But go as far as you can. If I get this much and I start to do this with the wrists, go no further. Go no further than that. Make sure you maintain the appropriate and right position. So, again, all of these exercises can be done for time or repetitions. They can be done throughout the day. I think that's a great idea. I'm emphasizing these movements for seniors primarily, but please keep in mind, anyone can benefit from these movements because they are neurological in emphasis. They remind the nervous system of posture and the appropriate range of motion. Enjoy these movements. Make a comment if you'd like, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon. This is George A. James. You have a blessed day. Take care. I'll see you later.